All right. Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you so much for being here with us today. We're really excited to talk to you about something that comes up in almost every conversation that we have with our nonprofit teams, how to do more with less. Whether it's limited time that you're dealing with, budget, or staff, many of you are being asked to keep things moving, deliver results, all while still staying connected to your mission. And today we're hoping to show you some practical ways of how you can make that happen using tools that are already readily available to you through Salesforce Foundations. And on top of that, how AI can help you save time, reduce manual work, and focus on what really matters. You can go to the next slide. For those of you who I have not yet met, my name is Brittany Savary. I'm a sales manager here at Agile Cloud Consulting. In my role as sales manager, I get to work very closely with nonprofit teams every day to help them align their strategy with the right Salesforce tools, whether they're starting from scratch or looking to optimize what they've already got. Joining me today is one of my colleagues, Stan Hodges, who is one of our solutions engineers here at Agile. Stan, I'll pass to you.
Hey, Brittany, thanks. As Brittany said, my name's Stan, and I'm a solutions engineer with Agile Cloud Consulting, and I get to help nonprofits day in and day out solution different ideas and topics for their platform and their mission. And so I get to hear their use cases, their pain points, and help solve problems for them, all while using Salesforce. And I'm going to get to talk through a few different use cases later today in the demo. And so looking forward to showing you what we have for you.
Thank you so much, Stan. We're also very lucky to have Aleks Foldats here with us from Salesforce. Aleks leads a team focused specifically on supporting nonprofits. Many of you may have interacted with Aleks in the past. He brings a great perspective on how organizations like yours are using Salesforce tools to really drive that impact. He's going to walk us through what Salesforce Foundations actually includes, things like what an agent is, in this new kind of AI-powered world, and how it can help your team save time, scale capacity, and get more done with less. Aleks, I'll pass it over to you.
Amazing. Great. You can go forward to the next slide. And thank you so much to the team over at Agile. But I also want to extend some gratitude and a thank you to all the nonprofit organizations that have joined us today. And one thing I want to talk about too is 90% of the organizations that registered for this event right now notated that they had under 20 full-time employees. So I think there's a lot of noise in the AI space. When we think about Salesforce, sometimes we may think that maybe our organization isn't quite large enough. Maybe we're not there yet. Maybe we have to get our data. I want to assure you that if you're on this webinar today, you are in the right place. My team specifically, if you've worked with the Power of Us team, only works with organizations with less than 35 full-time employees. It doesn't mean there's other large organizations here. This conversation is certainly for you as well. But just want to make sure that everybody here knows that they're in the right place. So with that, why don't we get into some content, explain what Foundations is, and then we'll get through some of the other content with some use cases. So what is Salesforce Foundations? Next slide, please. So what Salesforce Foundations is it is a free add-on, yes, free add-on that you can add to your org or instance today, and I will actually give you instructions on how to do that. Now, the underlying and the thing on the bottom here is going to be the inclusion of Data Cloud. Now, I don't want to get too technical, but what Data Cloud is where these agents and some of the other products and services are going to take information from to be able to do some actionable insights for you all. This also means that all the information in Salesforce today and even external platforms can be used with Data Cloud. So if you have proprietary software, if you have state mandated software, if you have other systems that aren't quite ready to move to Salesforce or you don't want to move them to Salesforce, you can still leverage these tools today with Data Cloud. The two things that we're going to talk today about are going to be agents, which I know a lot of people have questions on, and the marketing cloud growth component as part of Salesforce Foundations. If you have any questions about sales, service, commerce, we'll be more than happy to answer those outside. Before the scope of today's presentation, we're going to talk about those two use cases. Next slide, please. So let's talk a little bit about what an agent actually is. So the proper definition is an autonomous AI application designed to provide specialized support to employees and customers continuously. Here's what that really means, in my opinion. We have the ability to take unlimited potential to some of your operations you have today. So, under the guise of a nonprofit organization, let's think about referrals, internal referrals. Let's talk about volunteer coordination. Let's talk about finding major donors. With an agent that can do a task for you, we can take certain parts of your organization today and essentially provide an unlimited potential to all of that. Now, think about that. Next slide, please. Think about that. What would your workforce look like if you had no limits? Some organizations have told us that the fact that they are taking some of these low-level tasks and automated them with agents, now their staff can go do more mission-driven critical activities for them. They're given more time back in a day to go power your mission forward. So here's a few use cases we can talk about. Augment employees. So how do we scale with virtual workforce of digital agents to have more impact into the great work that your organizations are doing? How can we improve stakeholder experiences, right? How long does it take for someone to get back to you if they're inquiring about maybe a gift that they gave or a dispute on something? What if you can have an agent that'd be able to handle some of these for you? And then how can we boost organizational efficiency as well? Agents aren't just limited to external resources and stakeholders. It can also help you internally. So think about how you onboard new people, how you store information, how you make data-driven decisions, how you, as a fundraising organization, are trying to figure out where to spend your time. These are all things agents can do for you. I hope that this is starting to inspire you about potential that you can have within your organization. Next slide, please. So when we think about Agentforce and we think about Foundations, just know that all of this plugs in today with your additional products and services with Salesforce. Some of you may just be leveraging the power of us donations. Some of you may have Experience Cloud. Some of you may have Marketing Cloud. Just know that all of this is intertwined with the entire Stakeholder 360. Data Cloud is at the bottom of it, and all of this will be able to make actionable insights with your current configurations today. If it wasn't exciting enough. Next slide, please. So the question that we get asked all the time, is Foundations really free? And if you've ever worked with Salesforce or someone on my team, the number one answer I say is, well, it depends. So when we think about the way that we price these tools is with Agentforce and Salesforce for Foundations, you will get 100,000 flex credits included. The next question is going to come up is, what the heck is a flex credit? Well, these products and services aren't marketed through our traditional licensing model. They are priced through something that we call consumption. And consumption is a little bit of a new pricing terminology that we're using here at Salesforce. So I like to think about this almost through the eyes of an analogy. So let's just take your refrigerator. Let's pretend your refrigerator in your house is Data Cloud. And you're hungry and you want to go grab a snack. So you're going to go in and grab a cheese stick or, I don't know, carrots or some other healthy thing, because we all eat healthy all the time, in your refrigerator. That's a really simple task. You're going in, you're grabbing something. The consumption of that is very low. The way that we would say that with an Agentforce consumption is a low-level task. Hey, can you check on this for me? Can you just, when was the last time this person volunteered at the organization? Hey, what membership level do I have? These are low-level tasks that don't require a lot of back and forth. But let's say near the end of the day, I'm ready for dinner. I'm ready to get the lettuce out, the produce, my poultry, my meat, everything. Those are more complex tasks that will require more flex credits. And this can be, hey, I want to upgrade my membership from gold to platinum, and I want to buy an event ticket. Agent, can you help me do all of that today? They're going to be a little bit more complex, and it's going to be able to eat away more at those flex credits. So you as an organization will have full insight into how many credits you're consuming. You'll be notified by your Salesforce account team, but really what we can do with the free portion of Foundations is get an MVP and a proof of concept in place, so you know about how many flex credits are consumed during some of the testing, and you have a better idea before we even start talking about invoices and pricing, so on and so forth. Secondly to that too, You're also going to see that Marketing Cloud growth is included with Foundations. There is a hard limit of 2,000 monthly email sends. Within that, there's a hard limit. It will shut off. You won't be able to send out anything more. But listen, for you small organizations out there that might be on an unintegrated version of Constant Contact or MailChimp, or maybe even some of the internal mailing features within Salesforce, what a great opportunity to be able to try out Marketing Cloud at no cost and 2,000 monthly email sends. I mean, think about segmentation, think about the people that you can reach out to, think about leveraging all of that without having to incur any overages. All right, one more slide, and then I promise I'll get out of your hair here. When we think about how to add this to your org, every one of you today, and do that after, because I think there's a lot of really good content coming your way, but go to salesforce.com/CRM/foundations. And right here at the bottom, you'll be able to set up Salesforce Foundations through an app called Your Account. Now, through Your Account, you do need admin access required. So if you don't have administrative rights, please try your best to self-serve that. This is also going to work for Power of Us customers only and customers with paid contracts in place. You'll be able to leverage that. If you are having issues, please reach out to my team at Power of Us desk at salesforce.com. We have a couple hundred people that signed up for this webinar today, so please be patient with us if it takes us a little bit of time to get to your request to be able to add this. So first line of defense to be able to get this. I know that some people are going to be excited for this. Try to self-serve by heading over to salesforce.com/CRM/foundations. Now, these solutions are complex. They do require implementation, and I wouldn't advise customers to be able to try to do their first data cloud implementation on their own, which is why if you've worked in the Salesforce environment for long enough, we use solution implementation partners that come to the table, that support our customers, that speak your language right out of the gate. Agile Cloud is one of our biggest partners in this space. They've been gracious enough to give us some of their time today to cast their image on how Foundations can work with Nimble nonprofits today. So I'm going to pass it back over to Brittany and Stan to be able to continue this conversation from a more technical standpoint. But thanks for rolling with me all for a little bit. Pass it over to you, team.
Thank you so much, Aleks, and we love the energy. I would love, before we get deeper into the technology that Stan's going to show everybody, share a little bit about who we are at Agile Cloud Consulting and how we work to partner with Salesforce to support organizations like yours. We're a Salesforce implementation partner, as Aleks just mentioned, and we work almost exclusively with mission-driven organizations, nonprofits, foundations, associations, higher ed. There's a lot that's kind of sprinkled in there. Our role is to help bring Salesforce vision to life in ways that are tailored, ways that are thoughtful, and truly help you build impact. We work very closely with Salesforce teams, folks like Aleks and his colleagues, to make sure that you're not only set up with the correct tools, but also supported in how your team uses them. I would say what makes us different and how we kind of show up is we care deeply about your mission because it is primarily what we do in supporting nonprofits. We show up as that true partner. You can see here on the screen some of our core values, most of those which do align with the Salesforce core values, trust being the first one, ownership, partnership, agility, and innovation. Really helping guide everything that we do from the first conversation all the way through getting Salesforce implemented and your new tools ready to use. Whether we're starting off fresh or just trying to get more, whether you're starting off fresh or just trying to get more out of what you already have, we're really here to help you kind of make that work. And the next slide. This is going to talk a little bit about our background and our expertise. For those of you who are on this call, you may see some alignment here. You may even see your logo. We've partnered with a wide range of nonprofit organizations, from large national associations to very small, nimble, community-based organizations, even grant makers with those more complex kind of program needs. Our work has spanned everything from helping teams get out of spreadsheets to rebuilding legacy systems to standing up full program management and fundraising platforms on Salesforce. Because we're so focused in the nonprofit space, we do understand many of those challenges that come up, right? Many of you are dealing with or have dealt with siloed systems, manual processes, messy data, limited staff capacity, and we know how to help teams tackle them in many ways that can feel realistic and sustainable. Our goal is always the same, to make Salesforce work for you so it supports your mission, not just adds more to your plate. And with that, we can go to the next slide. I'm going to go ahead and pass things over to Stan Hodges, who's going to walk us through a few demos so you can actually see these tools come to life.
Great, thanks, Brittany. And we can, well, before I jump in, I've already seen some questions in the Q&A. If you have any questions throughout the demo, please put them in the Q&A. We'll be monitoring that and we can follow up with your questions. So thank you for that. But yeah, let's dive in. So before I start the demo and walk through some of these use cases that we have, I wanted to introduce you to a couple of personas and just really give an overview of the use cases. So first, meet Monica here. She is a major gift officer, and we're going to look at a use case where she's just been assigned several new donors into her portfolio, which is something that I actually used to have to deal with and manage as I was a development officer. And one of the challenges that I faced, and that she's facing here, is getting up to speed on who these people are, looking at their given history, looking at their activities and their engagement, especially when you get a new donor and you have a meeting with them and you don't know anything about them. So we're going to walk through that and how Agentforce can help. We're going to look at how Jordan, our grants manager, is going to be able to create executive summaries that he can pass off to the review committee using Agentforce. And then we see Alice here, our case manager. We're going to see how she's going to be able to get up to speed using Agentforce internally when she's just been assigned a new case. And when this case has multiple email communications back and forth, she really has no context of the current situation. And then lastly, or finally, we're going to meet David. And David, he has a little bit of a different challenge. He's our digital marketing manager. And this is where we're going to be looking at Marketing Cloud growth. So he's been struggling with a CRM in one location, a marketing and communications tool in another, requiring constant imports and exports. And we're going to see how with Foundations and Marketing Cloud growth, how all of his marketing and campaign tools and donor data with Data Cloud now live in the same system. So with that, I will dive into the demo. My screen shared here. All right. I'm going to jump into this record right here. So remember, we met Monica, our major gift officer. So she's just been assigned Aleks, this new donor, and she needs to get up to speed really fast. Previously, what she would have to do would be to open up the record as we were in here and go through the opportunities that we see here. Look at all these, open these up, look at the gifts, and then either try to remember these things or put this off the screen, sorry, and start making notes around all of these different gift transactions, gift commitments, activities that we see here. But with Agentforce, and I'll just pop open Agentforce right here. If you haven't seen it, our agents are up here. We can ask the agent to just summarize this account. So let me just ask the agent really quick to do that. And so now what the agent is doing, it's doing all that manual work that Monica used to have to do, going into the opportunities, looking at the gifts, the gift commitments, and gift transactions. And what we've done with this agent, we're not just focusing on the account record, which is where we're at. We're actually looking at all of these different related records, the opportunities, the donations. And we have this summary right here. We can see now we have an account overview. And we can see that I'm actually the owner of this, but Monica was just assigned, so we probably need to make an update in Salesforce here. We can see that the opportunities, gift commitments, gift transactions have all been organized in a way in which we've tailored this prompt to give a fundraising summary. With Agentforce, we could also make this use case look at volunteer data or any kind of focus on marketing and communication data as well. So we have this quick summary that used to take Monica 15 to 20 minutes per donor, depending on the history, all within a matter of seconds. We even have some recommended next steps. And we can even go a step further. If we wanted to, we could ask to set up an email to send with Agentforce, so we can do that as well, all right here within the agent. So what we've been able to do with the agent here is save time and allow Monica to do what she likes to do best, and that's really building relationships with donors, not going through all the data. All right, and so that's the use case for fundraising. So I'm going to go ahead and move over to our next use case for grants. So let me just pop over here into a grant. So if you recall what we're doing with grants here, so Jordan is a grants manager, and one of his tasks is to create an executive summary for the review committee. So he usually has between 50 to 75 grants per cycle that he has to do this for. So he has to open up all these records and manually create these external high-level summaries. But with Agentforce now, he actually can do this all within the same page. So or all within the application page. You can see right here, we have this application summary with Einstein. So I'm just gonna click this button, and it's processing right now. And we've set this agent up just to look at this specific record. While previously we were looking at lots of different records, we're looking at just this record right here. And so we have this application summary, which Jordan had to do for 50 to 75 grants per cycle, which was very time consuming and labor intensive. And we've made this template that he can just, in essence, click a button and create a summary. If he sees some things he wants to update or change, he can edit that or copy it and put it into a document. Or in how we've set this up, this is actually a field summary. We can just save this, and all of this data is now saved into an executive summary field here. So no longer do we have to manually review every single record. We can use AI and Agentforce to do that for us. So we've gone through and made a template for this specific use case. So this is allowing Jordan to save time, be more efficient, and really focus on the quality of the grant applications and provide the grants to the committee which need to be prioritized. Our next use case was around a nonprofit and around service and support. So we have Aleks, who has just been assigned a new case, and you can see that this record here for it's around Wayne. There's quite a few emails here, and so Aleks needs to get up to speed on this really quick so she can provide quality support to Wayne. So what we're able to do, very similar to the summaries, we can open up the agent here, and we can ask the agent to just summarize the emails in this case. And we have a little bit of a technical difficulties with that one, but I can show you what is supposed to happen that happened earlier today. So there's some QA that I still need to do. This is just a demo org, so I have to do some more QA on this one. But when I asked the agent to summarize this earlier today, we got and I can go back to the this one. Well, there you can see all the emails down here. So what the agent did here was it reviewed all the emails, and instead of looking through transactional data like we did for the fundraising and provide summaries and reports, we're actually looking at the content of these emails, and we can see that we had an acknowledgement of a request. There has been some document requests. There's been some notifications, and there's been an appointment reminder. All without having to dive into these emails. And if you have a case with 10 to 15 emails, this is going to take a lot of time to review all this. We have this great summary that we can review here. And as I mentioned earlier, while using Agentforce, we can actually just ask the agent to draft an email. I asked the agent to draft an email earlier, and we got the results right here. If we wanted to send this off, we could just all within Agentforce, we could send the email, or we could copy the draft and move into either our email client, or we can move into the Salesforce email tools to send that email and make some edits if we wanted to. So those are the different Agentforce use cases that I wanted to show you today, all really helping the nonprofit really focus on you, the nonprofits, the actual users of Salesforce, helping you save time and be more efficient internally. If we do have some time later today, I'm going to touch base on some external use cases that we've walked through as well.
Hey, Stan, really quick, if we can answer this question live.
Yeah.
There's a question in the
Sure.
chat around where is all the data housed? Is it in the cloud? Who has access to this data if it gets hacked?
Great question. Yes. So with Agentforce and with Salesforce and Agentforce and Einstein, we have the trust layer. So all of this data is within your Salesforce instance, your Salesforce org. When we are sending this, we're not sending this data out to anywhere else. It's all staying within your Salesforce org. And there's with the trust layer, we're actually able to configure that in a way that meets your needs. If we need to, tighten up the data and make sure that the agent's only looking at specific records. We don't want agents to look at maybe a subset of accounts or a subset of contacts. That's something that's possible to do. In addition, when we're working with the agents, internal agents as we've seen here, or external agents, which I can talk about a little bit later. We do have the ability to send the agent outside of Salesforce if you want that. Again, that's all, we can all configure that, and that's what Agile Cloud Consulting can help with, and making sure that we're being secure and helping you meet your data governance policy and needs. But yeah, great question. All right, the next thing I wanted to show you today is around Marketing Cloud growth, and let me just hop on over here. With Marketing Cloud, with Foundations and Marketing Cloud growth, you really get a, if you remember the marketing manager, David, who's at a nonprofit, he was leading his digital campaign and marketing efforts, and he had his CRM in one place, his marketing and communication tool in another. There's imports and exports to keep the data in sync. Well, with Salesforce Marketing Cloud growth, all of that has been solved. We're in Salesforce right now, and we can see that, let's go over to the content section. One of the great things about Marketing Cloud growth is that we have a workspace where we're able to store all of our assets for your marketing needs. So I'm going to open this up, and you can see that we have quite a few different marketing assets here. We're able to create folders, as you can see here, and all these different kind of marketing assets, where there's an email, landing page, brands, and this can be tailored to meet your organizational needs. If you want to create folders for all these different marketing assets, brands, forms, landing pages, we can do that, and we can set that up for you. If you want to organize these by year, campaign, Salesforce and Marketing Cloud growth allows for all of that flexibility. So it can really be tailored to meet your specific needs. And so one thing I want to show you within Marketing Cloud growth is how to, or the email builder, the content, how just easy it is to set up and create an email. So I'm going to hop over here to this email folder, and for the sake of the time today, I am going to show you an email that I've already created, just to give you show you the functionality of the tool. So here is an email I created already. And it's a Salesforce record, but we can get into the editor here, and I will open that up. This may be familiar to some of you who have used maybe the app builder, the app page builder, or some of the other email features within Salesforce. But we have the components over here on the left. They're all drag and drop. I could add a button over here if I wanted to, and delete that. Headers, dividers, and also a few other ones, repeaters, sections, images. So as you can see, we're able to create a really robust email with this tool. We have each content or each component here has its settings, and you can really dial in the look and feel of your emails with the settings here and the styles. And if you really want to go in even a little bit further, you have the ability to use an HTML block, which I've used down here. And as you can see, I've created one with HTML, so you can get the exact look and feel for specific sections. One of the things that, as a former web developer, I really appreciate that ability. I also appreciate the ability over here, as you can see, if we wanted to, or if you're, as the name implies, Marketing Cloud Growth, as you're using this tool, as you grow into it, if you have a more complex need for an email, Marketing Cloud Growth allows for that. I've clicked this button over here at the top, and this is going to allow us to see all of the HTML, and we can convert this email complete to HTML and dial in to the specific pixel and anything you would need to do within this email. So I'm going to hop back over to, so now that we've created an email, I'm going to hop back over to how we would set up an email and send an email. So within Marketing Cloud Growth, we have our campaigns, and I'm in the marketing tab here, or the marketing app. I'm going to hop into a campaign, and since we're in the Marketing Cloud Growth app, and when I open up a campaign, it's going to be a little bit different. When you first start off in a campaign in Marketing Cloud Growth, we are presented with a flow. How do we want to set up the flow of the email? Are we going to create a single email? Are we creating a form, a blank email? As you grow into Marketing Cloud Growth, if you're using WhatsApp, that's something that is possible as well. And then if you choose to add on things like SMS, that's also available here. I'm going to open up this newsletter flow, which is just a single email to save some time here. And you can see that we have the ability to schedule our email, or we could send it right now. We have our segments. And so I'm going to replace the segment just to show you how we can create the different segments that you can add. So we can add some quick filters here. And this would just be adding, maybe we just want to see the contacts with the last name of S or F. So you can add your filters right here. But all of your data, we've already set up the data here. It's all within Salesforce. And as Aleks mentioned earlier, and one of the pain points that David has as a marketing manager, the data that's in different places. Before, the marketing communication tool was over here, and the CRM was over here, and maybe there was even like SurveyMonkey or some other forms. It was in dispersed places. Oftentimes, that data didn't get synced up with Marketing Cloud Growth. We can have segments, and we can even ingest data from other platforms. You can see I could scroll here for a really long time, but you can see some Google Sheets. There's SurveyMonkey down here, LinkedIn, all kind of different third-party platforms that we're able to ingest data in. Oh.
Hey Stan, let me ask you.
Yeah.
Let me add that here as well. Think about how those Agentforce use cases and how we did summaries. Now think about if marketing and communications was also included into there. So now a director of development can see what newsletters they responded to, what segmentation list they're on, if they volunteered before, if they didn't, all through one button and all through how we set up an agent, right? And I think it's a really good call out when we think about Salesforce, outside of just being an information where data lives. For many organizations, our most successful organizations leverage Salesforce as a single pane of glass, single source of truth where all their information lives. So I think it's a really good call out. I just want to make sure we're doubling down on that. Yeah, having all that data in one spot is really key and vital.
as I used to have to manage those different systems, and I know that they always didn't get up to date. So we have the ability to create segments and ingest that data from other places as well. You can see that we have an email right here. This doesn't quite look like the email that we were looking at earlier. So we could come over here and replace with existing, go to the email that we were working on and add that, and this will update here. Well, it's loading. Well, I can't scroll down, but so yeah, it's about to add. And we'll be able to see the email that we were working on earlier here. So we have that email. One thing I did fail to mention, I do want to go back to that because it's really important about data. When I was in the email builder, we have the ability to add merge fields. And so again, all the data that you have within Salesforce or the data that we've ingested from, a SurveyMonkey tool or some third-party tool within Data Cloud, we can add those fields to your email, and they can be merged into your email. So it's a very powerful feature there. One thing that may be different if you've used some other marketing and communications tools than Marketing Cloud Growth is we actually have this next step section here. So while we don't have to do anything, we might just want to send this one-off email, we can actually start to create these journeys or these flows, these processes with Marketing Cloud Growth. And so we could send another email after this, or we could wait. And if you were to add on SMS or add on WhatsApp, those can be incorporated into this as well. And if you've been using Salesforce for quite a while, you see this like open flow here, and you may recognize that some of these features, they look very much like something you would see within Flow Builder. That's what this is right here. It is a flow. If I was to open this up, it's a flow. And we can, with Marketing Cloud Growth, we have the ability to create robust welcome series, welcome flows, onboarding series within Marketing Cloud Growth. So those are just a few of the features I wanted to share with you today around Marketing Cloud Growth and some of the Agentforce use cases. And with that, I did want to quickly share two use cases before I turn it back over around some of the things that Agile Cloud Consulting has done with Agentforce. So I spoke and showed some use cases around internal agents helping you, the nonprofit leaders. You also have the ability to use Agentforce to help your clients directly. And so we have BOMA here, so the Building Owners and Managers Association. We have worked with them to design an external agent that's on an Experience Cloud site and on just their custom website as well, that a user can go to that site and interact with that agent, and it is actually answering questions based off of PDFs that they have in Data Cloud. So it's getting all of the answers from the data that they know about this and their website, and helping that tier one support. So questions that may have used to come to internal staff members are now being able to be answered by the agent because it was already they already had the documentation. They already had this information on their website. They can interact with that. So it's helping their clients, but it's also helping them save time and being able to deal with other more important kind of questions and topics. Another organization that we have worked with around Agentforce is City Year. And while this is, there's a similarity to the external agent where the agent is helping provide answers to people who are interacting with it. Another part of this is it's also answer questions around some of the programs and applications that someone could apply for within City Year. And while they're interacting with that agent, and also one thing to note here, this is actually all through SMS. So we're helping meet the client where they're at, not through the website, not through a portal, but through SMS. And so they're interacting with the agent through SMS and filling out or asking questions. And based on the questions that they're asking and the questions the agent's asking, it can get them we can actually get them a head start on filling out an application, and the data that they provided to the agent gets them a jump start on the application. So there's just two other use cases that we've actually helped design and build for different clients that are external facing. And with that, I think we have just a few minutes for Q&A. I think we have one. Are there additional costs for utilizing the Marketing Cloud Growth and Agentforce?
Hey there, I can take this one. So the Salesforce Foundation SKU, which includes Marketing Cloud Growth with up to 2,000 email sends and getting your first agents up and running, is an add-on that is at zero cost. As you scale out and we build out use cases and we understand the consumption of some of those, there could be costs incurred down the road. But to get started for this, you won't have anything to go. We only have about 2 minutes left, so let me kind of wrap this up here. I hope this was inspiring to you all. I think that there's a lot to be said about different use cases. And if you're on the end of this line today and you have something that's an administrative burden or something that's really heavy for you to be able to handle right now, or something you can be offloaded, I hope that we can help engage in a thoughtful conversation with either my team or the team over here at Agile Cloud to be able to help you. There's an unlimited amount of use cases that we can do for agents. And Stan, thank you so much for sharing some of your expertise. You covered a lot of information in a quick amount of time, and I'm sure, and I hope that this left more questions for any of our end users to be able to reach out to. So Brittany, what is the best way to get in contact with Agile? I shared our contact info, and then also just to answer a few questions here. Yes, we will be sending out this recording. There are a few people that weren't able to attend today. We'll make sure to be able to get that out. Brittany, why don't you send us home?
Yeah, thank you so much, Aleks. Thank you, Stan. And just want to reiterate the big thanks to the larger group here. You've taken time away from your day, from your day-to-day, from your mission to really sit through and allow us to walk you through some of the wonderful tools that you all have free access to and ways that you can leverage to build your impact and grow your impact. My direct cell phone number is here on the screen. That's probably the easiest way to reach me. For those of you who are on Slack, you can use my email, add me to your Slack channel. agilecloudconsulting.com is our website. You can also reach out to contact us if you have any questions. Your account executives also have direct access to me. So does Aleks. And so if that is an easiest first point of contact to help facilitate conversations, you're welcome to go that route as well. And yes, everything that we've shared here with you today will be shared out so that you have access to it. Wonderful. Thank you so much, everybody.